Have you seen a cut like this in the woods before? If not, don't worry, I'm here to show you how this is being done and how you can use this in your tool belt.
This is Chainsaw Safety with Clemson University, and I am your training instructor, Patrick Easel. And today we are going to learn about the tongue and groove cut.
So another cut that you can do to stay in control of when a log falls down after you cut it off is a tongue and groove cut. This is a nice cut that literally creates a tongue and groove kind of cutting mechanism that has one piece, the piece that's gonna fall off, locked into an upper part and the lower part of the piece that's still staying here. So this piece that I'm cutting off cannot fall down onto the ground without me actually pulling it physically apart. It's a little bit different from the shelf cut that we just looked at in the previous episode, but it works really well. This is a cut that can oftentimes be utilized when you have a large tree on the ground and you're just cutting it into pieces out in the woods, and then you have heavy equipment like a big tractor or a skidder where you can hook up a chain and then pull that tongue and groove piece apart. However, it works really well with smaller logs like this here as well, if you have a mechanism to turn the log 90 degrees at the end of the day. So the way I like to do the tongue and groove cut is to start with a cut from the compression side first, go in about 1/4 of the diameter of the log. Then my second cut is going to be offset towards the direction of where the log that I'm cutting off is falling, by about 2 to 3 inches or so. Then I make a bore cut at that location, making sure it overlaps a little bit with my cut from the compression side. And then I finish my tongue and groove cut by doing a final cut from the tension side, coming in straight in line with the cut that I have made from my compression side, making sure once again that the cut that I'm making is overlapping with that bore cut that I've made in the previous step. You now have this piece here completely cut off from the remaining log, but it's still stable. You can see that I can shake it as nothing happened. If I'm gonna hit this now real hard with my foot, what may happen is that the fibers start breaking, but this piece will not come off. It will not fall off because it is locked in between the tongue and groove, or it's locked in the groove that you have here on the top, and that is created with the bottom piece that we have here. So what we will likely do after this, after we break this loose, is take a PV or log turner, turn this log 90 degrees, and then hit this part again, and it should just fall down and break loose out of the groove that we have cut. All right, so we have done the tongue and groove cut here. When would you use it? Obviously, this took way more effort than using a shelf cut to break this little piece off the main stem over here. So this is one of the cuts that's oftentimes used in the forest if you have large limbs on hardwood trees, or you have, a main bowl that you want to separate from some logs, and you have heavy equipment available to pull this just hard lengthwise. Works really well. However, I really like this cut when I work in like mountainous areas, maybe steeper terrain, or I have trees that are leaning, and I want to take out individual pieces without being in the danger zone when this piece actually comes loose, like when there's a high risk that something that comes loose starts rolling and potentially cause injury to me. So on trails, when you clear in trails, this comes in really handy. The smaller, the narrower you make the groove, the easier it will be to break. So if you make a narrow groove in the woods, you can attach a rope to it, you can finish your cut, move away in a safe distance, 20 feet or something like that, and then pull on the rope, or maybe have a come along with you, and you can then pull this piece out of the trail, out of the log that's crossing the trail, without getting into a situation where something may start moving and may hurt you.